in the heart of the verdant hills of Umuagu, a small and serene village in southeastern Nigeria, there lived a young woman named Kobi. The villagers knew Kobi as a kind-hearted and hard-working girl who lived with her aging mother, Neka. Though they had little, they were content with what they had, living each day with grace and humility. However, fate had something extraordinary in store for Kobi, something that would change her life and the village forever. One fateful evening, as the sun began to dip behind the hills, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Kobi decided to venture deeper into the forest to gather firewood. Her mother had warned her not to stray too far, as the forest was said to be home to spirits and creatures unknown to man. But Kobi, driven by the need to prepare a warm meal for her mother, ignored the warnings and pressed on. As she gathered the last of the wood, she heard a strange rustling in the bushes nearby. Her heart raced, and she froze, unsure of what to do. Out of the shadows emerged an old woman, hunched over with age but with eyes that sparkled with an otherworldly light. "Do not be afraid, my child," the old woman said in a voice that was both gentle and commanding. "I have been watching you, and I see that you are pure of heart." Kobi, though frightened, found herself unable to turn away. The old woman extended her hand, revealing a small, intricately carved calabash. "Take this," the old woman instructed, "and your life will never be the same. But remember, every gift comes with a price." Kobi hesitated, but something within her told her to accept the gift. She took the calabash, and as soon as it touched her hands, the old woman vanished into thin air. Returning home, Kobi showed the calabash to her mother, who was both bewildered and concerned. They decided to keep the calabash hidden, unsure of what it could do. The following day, as Kobi prepared a meal, she noticed something strange. The calabash, which she had placed on a shelf, began to glow softly. Curious, she opened it, and to her amazement, it was filled with gold coins. Overwhelmed with disbelief, she ran to her mother, who could hardly believe her eyes. Word of Kobi's sudden wealth spread quickly through the village. The once poor girl and her mother were now living in a grand hut, with riches beyond imagination. The villagers, who had once pitied them, now envied them. Some whispered that Kobi had made a pact with dark forces, while others believed she had been blessed by the gods. But Kobi was careful. She never revealed the secret of the calabash to anyone, not even her closest friends. She used her newfound wealth to help the less fortunate in the village, earning both admiration and suspicion. As time passed, Kobi's life seemed perfect. However, the calabash had a secret. It granted wealth, but it also fed on the greed and desires of those who used it. The more Kobi used it, the more restless and anxious she became. The calabash's glow grew stronger, and the old woman's words echoed in her mind. Every gift comes with a price. One night, as she slept, Kobi was haunted by a vivid dream. In it, the old woman appeared once more, warning her that the calabash's power was not to be taken lightly. "You must return what you have taken, or suffer the consequences," the old woman said before vanishing again. Terrified, Kobi awoke in a cold sweat. She decided to heed the warning and bury the calabash deep in the forest, where she had first encountered the old woman. But as she made her way to the forest, she was followed by two greedy villagers who had grown suspicious of her. They watched as she buried the calabash and waited until she left. Once she was gone, they dug up the calabash, eager to claim its wealth for themselves. But as soon as they touched it, the ground beneath them began to shake, and the calabash unleashed a dark, swirling mist that enveloped them. Their screams echoed through the forest as they were consumed by the curse of the calabash. Kobi, unaware of what had happened to the villagers, returned home, hoping that she had rid herself of the calabash's curse. But the next morning, the village was in chaos. The two men were missing, and strange things began to happen. Crops withered, animals fell ill, and the once peaceful village was now plagued by misfortune. Realizing that the calabash's curse had not been lifted, Kobi knew what she had to do. She returned to the forest, this time determined to find the old woman and seek her guidance. As she wandered deeper into the woods, she called out for the old woman, pleading for her help. After what seemed like hours, the old woman appeared once more. "You have brought this upon yourself, child," she said. "But there is still a way to save your village. You must make the ultimate sacrifice." Kobi knew what the old woman meant. She had to give up everything, the wealth, the comfort, and even her own life, to break the curse. With tears in her eyes, Kobi agreed, knowing that it was the only way to save her people. The old woman led Kobi to a hidden cave deep within the forest. Inside there was a pool of crystal clear water, shimmering with a soft light. "Place the calabash in the water and step in," the old woman instructed. Kobi did as she was told. As she stepped into the pool, the water began to glow, and the calabash slowly dissolved, releasing the spirits trapped within. Kobi felt a warmth envelop her, and a sense of peace washed over her. As the last of the calabash disappeared, so did Kobi, leaving behind only a faint ripple in the water. The old woman smiled sadly and vanished, leaving the forest silent once more. The next day, the village of Umwagu awoke to find that the misfortunes had ended. The crops were thriving, the animals were healthy, and the 2 missing men were found, though they had no memory of what had happened. Kobi, however, was never seen again. The villagers mourned her loss, but they also honored her for the sacrifice she made. A small shrine was built at the edge of the forest, where people would come to pay their respects and remember the girl who had saved them. As time passed, the story of Kobi and the magic calabash became a legend passed down through generations. It served as a reminder of the dangers of greed and the power of selflessness, a story that would never be forgotten.